It's 2026.
Mm-hmm.
How stupid do they think people are? Eat as many as you want. How stupid do they think people are where they keep having the same commercials they've been running since ever? Where it's one of them standing in construction site, talking with the workers, or all that other nonsense, or them talking to people in their neighborhoods, or them holding conversations and whatnot, where it's like, none of that's real. They're not doing this. And even if they are, what does it matter? In the sense of, okay, say they go to construction sites. They're not construction workers. What the fuck are they doing there? My favorite is when they're looking at a big-ass blueprint and pointing off into the distance.
So,
especially when they're in downtown LA.
So you asked a good question. When it comes to politics, I don't care if it's local politics, state politics, government politics, President of the United States, or any other country for that matter that actually has a democracy voting system.
It's all lies.
Think of it in these terms. And I always say this, and I promise you the whole truth.
Damn, get one.
Everything is like high school. So what do I mean by that? Everything is like high school. Think about the politics in high school when the person who was going for class president. What did they do? They put up billboards. They hung out with the basketball players. No one that they didn't know. Not one person on that basketball team.
They lied.
They lied about what they were going to do because certain things they could and couldn't do. And they come up with these crazy presentations. Keep in mind, and I say this.
I'm elected president. I'm gonna make sure we're gonna get free soda.
And I'm gonna no. So I'll tell y'all a quick story. Junior high.
Lunches.
So high school.
For me?
So high school, I was running for freshman class vice president. And I always wanted to run just because I wanted to get involved in stuff. The people who was involved, like the teachers and stuff, they didn't even know who I was. I ran just because I just wanted to do something different and run. Guess what? I got voted in. You wanna know why? Because I gave a speech that was better than the girl who gave her speech. And you know what they told me about my speech? The one time? You can't rap when you give your speech. Okay. So I slowed it down.
What about beatboxing?
No, I slowed it down because I knew I was gonna win. I knew I was gonna win.
You get slow motion on
the I just slowed it down. I chopped and screwed it. And I got voted on because even though a lot of people knew me, and like the freshmen knew me, but the sophomores, juniors, and seniors didn't know me. But they were like, oh, this is Cam, he's cool people. I got voted overwhelmingly. Now, that's part of it too. But
I knew it was coming.
I didn't put up things like, what principle are you running on? If the ninth graders want more school dances, we're going to do school dances. Because I was in music, I wanted them to have more school dances. That's what we're going to do. And I was like, look, I'll do the best I can. Now, was it the perfect premise? No, because the ideal answer is we can't get more school dances. But that was one thing that we were asking for. And if the students wanted it, I would at least ask the question. That doesn't mean that we want to get it.
Food gonna pull up. Or DJ ain't gonna have to pull up.
Oh no, we can always get DJs. There's enough older DJs who can do it.
DJ, you pulling up? What year was this?
88. Sierra Vista Junior High School.
Oh, 1 year ago.
Sierra Vista Junior High School. And the reason why I bring this into play is because the way that I ran it and won, and as soon as I won, a week later, that's when I transferred to go to school out here at our teacher high school. A week later.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was crazy because I basically won the position and left as soon as I won the position.
So basically you went from non-hood to hood.
No, I went from running for a position, winning it, and then leaving it as soon as I won it.
I'm sorry, this probably didn't happen. I just can't imagine you telling them, a teacher, a principal, or whatever that you want to run for this, and they're like, "Well, have you actually tried running track?" I mean,
Well, that's the one thing that they did know.
So how did they put up all the information on you? They asked for real?
But when it comes to politics, the whole thing about politics is that you got to. Yep.
Yeah, come sit on my lap.
No.
Hey, nigga,
How you been? How you been, man? Good. Good, man. Good seeing you too, man. Been a cool man. I was just talking about you, man.
Good. Yeah, man.
What's up, bro?
How you been?
Solid, man.
Been alright.
Yeah.
And I saw you on the podcast, and I'm like, good, man. Keep going, bro. You got it, man. Let's see you.
What's up, brother?
Sorry about my guy.
Say something. I'll order you something.
Oh, you ordered up there?
Yeah.
You drinking?
I see. I ain't supposed to eat this, so forgive me.
No. You ain't supposed to, though, man. Don't do it. Don't. You ain't supposed to eat it. Don't do it. Don't let us corrupt you like that.
So, how did that help your popularity? Or what access did you was able to get access to?
So how did that help my popularity? I was already in junior high school. I was probably one of the more popular kids in junior high school by virtue of what I did. I was the only person who, at the junior high, at this time, this is 88, 86, 87, 87, 88. At Sierra Vista Junior High, I'm the only person who knew how to rap, the only person who was into music.
Was there a lot of confliction?
It was not that many of them.
I like how we all have hats today.
So for me, it was like, yo, it was, it was like, yo, everything's Gucci because I was already popular as is.
For the ladies?
I was popular with the ladies too.
I was 88, so we better.
No.
Box
I
top?
wasn't, no. I didn't have a box top. I didn't have the box top just yet. The box top came in high school.
Not extensions?
I didn't have no extensions. I had the regular standard natural fro.
So glue?
No, I had the fro, no solo. But I still had girls who would still rock with a kid. So, but I was already established popular when I went to Sierra Vista High School, which is basically on the same campus. People who know Sierra Vista, junior high and high school is connected together. Junior high was on one side of the gate, high school was on the opposite side of the gate. So it was an easy transition. So everybody kind of knew from junior high to high school who was popping into the high school.
Well, real quick, before they get back, what is our top?
I got it.
You got it.
All right.
All right, you got it then. I'm sure I trust Cam.
I thought him that he was going to put up all the it was a surprise. But he wanted to see it too.
We all here.
Yeah.
We making it happen.
So did you, back then, did you go to the state arena a lot?
Wait, real quick. Before you answer that. So before we started this conversation in depth, we really, really never moved on from high school in practically all aspects of society. Because if we're still voting like we're in high school,
Yes.
and we're still operating like we're in high school,
So what the point I was
isn't that kind of ass backwards?
yeah, the point I was getting to originally, before you started asking me the other question, was this. The point that you were asking me about the politics was a really simple thing. You're going to shake hands with people who you normally not going to shake hands with. You're going to interact with people who you normally not going to interact with. You're going to just hang out and be like, well, let me shake hands with these people, even though I may not like them, but I need them to get this vote. But in turn, because you are recognizable, they want to know who you are. You want to know who they are. So sometimes you're going to put yourself in a position where like, well, let me just see what they're about.
Yeah.
That's no different now. So you got politicians, all they do is run off the same premise. What's the high school premise? You put up signs, you go hang out with people who you interact with, how many people you can interact with. Let me get your vote. What do you think we should do? You get their opinions and then you roll with it. It's been like that since junior high school, since you had a chance to start voting. When you started voting in junior high school for class president and vice president, it's no different in high school. It's no different in college. Why do you think the college student union is voted upon? So all they do is put up signs and advertise. High school, put up signs, advertise.
So you think the diversity was different from then to now?
No, as far as like the voting process, it's been exactly the same. Nothing's changed.
So
It's basically a big popularity contest. I mean, the honest answer is the reason why Trump is popular and he's president now.
he's charismatic.
He's the most popular face that y'all know. Think about this. In the West, we're surrounded by popular people. In the Midwest, they're not surrounded by celebrity. You go to Nebraska, there ain't no celebrities in Nebraska besides the Nebraska football team. You go to Kansas, there ain't no celebrities besides the Kansas football team or the Kansas basketball team. Excuse me. Shout out to the Jayhawks.
Well, it isn't like as the saying goes, infamy is still fame.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how bad or good the person is, it's how known you are. And that's how, if you're known by a lot of people, you could easily get into politics because all it is a popularity contest. Then once you're there, it's about your personality. Why do you think a lot of politicians get caught up in corrupt stuff? It's because deep in their heart, what the premise that they ran on versus what they really were trying to do is two different things.
Because they don't never tell truth on what they're doing, and they kind of cover it up. And then when you get exposed about what you did, they try to use different elements to not to get the truth out.
Well, I want to say this though. I hate to say it, but reality TV is more reality than we'd like to admit. In the sense of is that there's a lot of people out there that are people love to hate them. Why? They like to have them around. Which is another reason why I think Trump won the presidency. Which, mind you, I wasn't against Trump. I supported him during the vote.
No, what I'm saying is that no. The thing about that, which is super important, is that people went with Trump is because none of the other candidates were recognizable.
Such as
Kamala, all of them. We only knew Kamala because she was out here in California. Why? Because she was out here running things out here.
I'll say this.
Every other part of the state wouldn't know the first thing about her.
Well, another thing is too, is outside of California, when most people heard the name Kamala, they probably thought of the Marvel character.
First of all, funny. You're not completely wrong, but still a West Coast thing.
Well, my point being, like, she might as well have been named Kubla Khan.
What I mean by that is that you didn't know nothing about her. You knew about Trump. Good, bad, or indifferent, you knew about her. But see, Trump has been a recognizable name for such a long period of time, so him being...
like since the 80s, no?
Yes. So for him to be a president, it's not even saying much, it's because he's been popular since jump.
Well, look what he's been for. I mean, you see him everywhere. I mean, there's no place in this world that people know who Trump is.
That's my...
Because you'll see him at certain events. You see back the 80s wasn't WWF. You should always see him at Trump Plaza.
Right.
You see him at WrestleMania.
You gotta remember.
So basically he got around.
So think about your previous presidents. You know, the Bushes is like presidential royalty. So obviously a Bush is a Bush. You know, one in the hand is two in the bush. Yeah. You know, Bushes are royalty. You know, Reagan was like Reagan was more in he was in media and stuff before he became president. People knew who he was in the 80s. Who else? What's old boy? Trying to think about the presidents that we had. Reagan was popular. Bushes were popular.
What happened to that?
Probably not this far.
Oh yeah, no, where'd he go?
Did he get snatched? What happened?
No, I saw him walk by. He probably went to the start, right? So he said he would be right back. Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton was popular.
He and all the stuff he
Well, doubly so after the controversy.
Barack.
But I think before the controversy.
No, I'm just saying that
Barack was popular. Bill Clinton was popular. Bill Clinton was wildly popular. Don't get it wrong. He was so popular in the Midwest, it wasn't even funny. We didn't know much about him out here, but in the Midwest, he was gold.
Hey, which of the Bushes do you think was more popular?
W.
Why do you say that?
because everybody knows George W. He was just more popular than Pops.
Number 1 or number 2?
George W. Not Junior, not Senior.
Yeah, they call his son W, right?
Yeah, Junior. The reason why he was more popular because he was the son. He kind of was raised in the president. Like I said, he was raised in presidential royalty.
Well, don't tell me he was the first netball president.
Kind of
So, what about the Kennedys?
same thing.
They're all dead.
But they were either married. They were either in royalty or married into royalties. You know, the reason why Arnold Schwarzenegger had even a chance to run is because he was connected to somebody who's a Kennedy.
I thought it was his muscles.
No. But the reason why he won was because he was a movie star. He was recognizable.
I thought he just went up there and said, "Why should we go for you, Mr. Schwarzenegger?" And he just popped his pecs.
No, he didn't have to do anything. He was recognizable. Even if he wasn't connected to like politics royalty, and he was already a superstar. Any superstar who decides they want to run but have a legit shot. You know what's crazy? See, people was crazy about Kanye West running, but think about no. But I want you to think about one aspect. Think about how many votes Kanye West actually got.
Didn't he get like a few thousand?
They got more than that. They got a lot more than that. People were voting for him because it was funny.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, bless you.
They got the prize too.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, get your weight up, man.
Sorry about being late.
No, don't even. No, it wasn't you.
Bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man.
I came outside, I worked out, rest home. Then I tried to, once I got to the car, when I got ready, one of my tires was low.
Oh, no.
So I have a portable one, so.
Good.
Then I get on the freeway, it's some like, fire going on over
Yeah.
there.
That's what we were trying to figure out. It was like a whole fire. We're trying to figure it out.
They're trying to end us up.
Yeah.
So when was it off on Imperial?
It looked like it was off in Muriel.
Okay. That's what we thought.
I was trying to say, was it by the refinery over in Paramount?
No.
A little bit.
Oh, you talking about that Garden Grove?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's further way further.
No. Garden Grove. I was just in Garden Grove.
Yeah,
Opposite
Garden Grove
direction.
is way opposite of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but you know that one right there off of Lakewood Boulevard and Somerset? Where the 7-Eleven is across the street?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
That's like.
What's the name of that paintball place?
I forgot. I pass it all the time too. That's funny.
But
I always just see paintball on the sign.
Let me make sure I get everybody in the shazat. Hold on.
Make sure the guest is in the picture.
Yeah, we getting everybody in.
we're
just talking politics.
Early.
yeah. Well, okay, we went by feet, but they got the lowriders over. So, car shows are going to be packed.
We're just talking politics and stuff. We were asking
Well, okay, so it all started off, Tom Steyer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recently he pulled up to an actual hood area. I don't know where exactly.
The beer here?
Yeah. He was in the project.
What project?
See, I didn't get the whole full story. I went down, but somebody said he was on, I don't know if he was on Banderas Street, off of Alameda. You know what Banderas is, right? Over there, watch. Not too far from my street home. I don't know if he was in that little section. Yeah, think about it. Cause what is over there?
Alameda.
Yeah.
You know, 130, got 30.
Yeah.
Good now.
Yeah.
But if we go down further towards Imperial, you got Imperial Court.
So I think that's where he was at, supposedly.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the whole full story.
And so, which led into the question of, has politics changed? Like, why was he out there in the hood, trying to politics? I was like, politics ain't changed since we were in high school.
Because Democrats losing ground.
In part.
Losing ground. They doing it. They said, look, it's good. Like, watching the debate. One of them saying some really stuff. What's her name? Katie Porter? Talking about raising gas. We already going through something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the gas thing is a completely different conversation, but you kind of see how that's going. As long as, I always tell people, when it comes to gas, As long as we are in times of war, in which we are technically in still, gas prices will always be a problem. And it's not because of anything else.
Oil is hard to get oil down here.
It's not even hard to get oil because what they pitch to you versus what actually is two different things. What the government's going to pitch to you is this. They're going to pitch to you that we need the gas to come from other countries and stuff in order to make this work. When in reality, the U.S. is the biggest producer of oil across the globe. So if we're the biggest producer of oil across the globe, why do we technically need it from other places? No, I know what they want. They want to get it from other places so we don't have to use our own, which is a different conversation, because oil is leverage when it comes to like money and bartering and all this stuff. It's a big.
Sorry to say, oil is like a drug.
No, it's basically like any.
This country is a business, man. It's capitalism.
You got to remember,
they know what they do. They doing that. They've been doing that.
Politics is all business. And that was the other thing. I led into it because like Vic had the question of like how politics changed. I said politics has never changed since you're in high school. It is a business. People are going to ask for something. The person who is in charge is going to try to deliver it to them. If they can't, it's just like so it be. But if they can, they can. Anyway, before we get too far, let's get these.
I'm over here killing the problem.
No, man, go.
I ain't nothing all day, my
man. You fair, man, go.
I feel like I'm disrespecting God.
No,
I'm listening though, but I'm like,
no, boy, get your food off. But before we get
done working out, I'm just
before we
get your macros.
Before we get too far into the conversation, let me get these intros out the way real quick, man. Y'all know who we be, PVC Podcast Crew. Y'all know how we get down. We got guests today, so before we get to all that, let me get these intros and these drops out the way, like we like to do at this time. Oh, you know what time it is. Say what's up to people.
I don't know how we always get to that intro. What's up, everybody? Tuning in with the PVC Podcast Crew. As my boy Cam mentioned, we do have a special guest in today. We're going to get to him pretty soon. But besides that, it's always an honor and a privilege to get back here and sit at the table with my brothers. Always talking a good talk and always providing the world with good details and good content. So I'm going to pass it on to my boy Victor. Victor, say something to you.
Oh, good afternoon, PVC Podcast viewers. Good to be back at it again with Paul and Cam at my side and our good guest, Zed. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
You did? Good. I'm not trying to look too stupid. Anyway. Today we're going to be talking about some current event things. We're going to be talking about things that happened recently and may be happening soon. As always, we hope you enjoy this content and we hope you find some value in it. Your time is precious and therefore how you spend it is important. We hope you enjoy spending it with us, especially our guests. And before we continue any further, Zay, why don't you tell the people who you are?
How you doing? I'm Zay. I'm just an ordinary guy. You know, just living life, remaining, enjoying life, stay positive. You know, that's all. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys.
Appreciate
it.
Appreciate you running back with us.
You know, you guys not obligated, but you my guys. I gotta have a conversation with you guys again. So
you gotta have a conversation with the congregation now.
It's been, what, a year?
Yeah,
too long.
It's been too long.
Yeah, been like
we've been asking for you, man. Come on now.
Been working a lot, that's all.
I know that's right.
All I do is work, so I appreciate, having some free time with you guys.
We appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you on the pull up, man. Anyway, let me get me out the way. Cam, aka Nerd Boy Fresh. Follow me on the gram and all that good stuff. Y'all know how we get down. Salute to my boy Zay for sitting down, politicking at the table with us. Let's get back here. So y'all were talking about the oil situation and stuff. Oil is just a big money thing, but that's politics in a nutshell. Whether it's oil, money, funding, anything like that. I don't care if it's on a local scale, as far as like city, state, federal, it doesn't matter. It's all about, it's a money. Everything's about money. Any issue that you come up with, like, we'll talk about this momentarily when it comes to the thing that's happening in Garden Grove. A lot of that is, how to get the funding over there. Do they consider a state of emergency, all that stuff? And a lot of it has to do with money right now.
Real quick, isn't there a saying something along the lines of everything is about money except money itself?
Everything's, it
I
all
like that.
No, that's real. It all comes down to the money.
telling you, man, my boy Victor could be a great poet.
No, it's real. It all comes out to the money. You're not wrong because everything is always, it's money and how you manage the money. The people who get in trouble, 9 times out of 10 they get in trouble because they got their hand in the cookie jar. No, they got their hand in the cookie jar snagging for the money. When people are doing good, that means that they're managing the money very well. You think about it in the music industry, you think about it in movies, you can think about it in gaming.
A lot of them know how to milk the system too.
As it turns out.
But that's all about money management.
Remember what Drum said? I know it's a problem with this jacket. I break it myself.
He'll tell it himself.
Yep.
They break their own rules.
But again, it goes time and time again when people have certain positions of power and know how to manage the money right. Some things can go good or some things can go sideways.
Yeah, of course. But see, that's the problem with. See, that's the thing. People think that it's the person with the title who controls everything. Sometimes it's not always the person with the title. It's the person who has the most money controls it. Because that person with the title ultimately has to answer to that dude who got the money because you can't function without that money play.
Well, it's like, so the most powerful person is the CEO of the investors.
Yep.
Because let's face it, any company that has investors that isn't privately owned, they got to do what them investors say, because if they don't, they make it low.
Well, they have to take what the investors say in high consideration. And this is why when you see a lot of movement in leadership, Microsoft's the perfect example of this. When Microsoft had to shift people around and get more people in play, a lot of it has to do with image and how you allocate and manage your money.
But then they have a lot of cuts though.
Yeah, they have to. Well, that's part of the money management. Sometimes you got to make cuts. Sometimes you got to. So, but here's how it plays for Microsoft. Here's how it plays for Microsoft. So Microsoft made all these cuts and stuff, right? About 2.5 years ago. They lose the CEO of Xbox, he stepped down because he's going to retire. The person who was supposed to be a successor, they said, nah, we don't want her either. She ain't right. She don't know how to manage her money. She ain't good with people. She don't know how to manage her money. She is a sister. No, she is a sister. I can't think of old girls. I can't think of old girls' names. But she can't.
The way he described her.
She is a sister. She don't have no money.
Girl.
No, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm being honest with you. She didn't know how to handle no money. She didn't know how to handle people, so they got her up out of there too. She's one of those. I'm gonna tell you how she is. The girl who was supposed to be the successor for Xbox was. I hate to say it like this. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give y'all the honest answer. She takes the Beyonce mindset too literally. That independent woman. I'm in charge. Do as I say. You know who she reminded me of a lot? Kamala Harris. You couldn't tell her nothing to like correct her or anything because if you told her like something to correct her, she would snap back with something negative and be an attitude and stuff. Yeah. Unfortunately, certain people in leadership, when you get to a high position, you think you're on your high horse, but you still forget that ultimately you're in a high position, but you're still a high position middleman.
Well, it's like, cause there's too many people who think criticism is an attack.
That is true. But the problem is that when you have that, but you have that mentality as I know you're female, you're trying to defend your space, but you have to be good with like change and leadership and adapting to people and ideas and stuff. And if you're not, it's not even being charismatic. You just have to be good with people. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to take the criticism. And like they said, learn how to be relatable.
And you gotta know how to roll with punches, man.
Right.
You have to know how to roll.
Because if not, they're going to pull you out of your position. I don't care in what aspect of leadership you're in. I don't care in what company you're in, what business you're in. Even if you run your own stuff, if you have people who you're dealing with, you have to be good with people. That's a big part. That's probably the second most valuable asset that you can have in your life. The first most valuable asset is availability. You gotta be available. The second most valuable asset is you gotta be good with people. Those are the two essential assets. If you could do those two things, I guarantee you're not gonna really have a problem with money. You're not gonna have a problem with getting your relationship together. You're not gonna have a problem with like growing and excelling in your life if those two things are in play. Besides the God above everything.
So show up and talk.
Basically. Because if you could show up that means that you're available, that hey, I'm cool, I can work with you. But if you show up and you're an attitude, that ain't gonna work. If you show up and you cannot communicate with people, that ain't gonna work. If you show up and everybody around you hates you, even though you're good, unfortunately that ain't gonna work. The only way that it works is if you're running your own thing.
And 9 out of 10, that's the most success comes from what somebody does about themselves.
So let's say they do about themselves. You have to be able to be with people to make it happen. You still gotta interact with people. You're not doing this dolo. No matter what, anybody who's been successful, I don't care if you're successful in Twitch. I don't care if you're successful on YouTube. I don't care if you're successful you have to go through people to get there. People have to give you the endorsement. They have to give you the cosign. Because if they don't give you the cosign, then you're not good. And the only way that you know that you're good is if somebody cosign say, yo, Nerd Boy Fresh is good for it. Somebody has to co-sign for it. I can tell you something blue in the face. I'm good.
Ain't no doing it by yourself. You gotta find endorsement. You gotta socialize. Can't do it on your own money unless you filthy rich.
And even if you're filthy rich, even the filthy rich deal with other people who is filthy rich.
Like Tom, what's his name, Fire?
Yeah.
He still deal with people even though he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Even though he spent a lot of money on his campaign, he still deal with us. And he still got people he gotta answer to. Donors and boosters.
But see, that's part of the question too. Why is it that when you get a certain level of success, people always have to take criticism to a whole different level because they're not used to certain little?
Because it's not them.
Because you got haters. You got haters. I mean, let's be honest. You know, you're going to have, so certain people think that they can do it better, but don't have the precise idea of what they're doing. They just talk like they can do it better.
Well, the thing about it is most of the time, the more well known you become, whatever it may be, fame or infamy, people will start nitpicking other reasons why they hate you. That's why. It can start off from saying your personality, but if you're a cool dude, then they can't be that. Then they'll start attacking other things like your financial situation, whether it's good or bad. You got too much money, they got something to say. You got enough money, you don't got enough money, they got something to say. If it's not that, they'll talk about your race or culture, depending on that. They'll talk about your armpit. They'll talk about anything. People will latch onto anything and attack anything to justify why they hate.
No.
People just hate your own greatness. It is what it is. Human nature, bro.
There are people out there who would hate Zay because he's eating fries.
Yep.
Why? Fry eat him up.
No. That's my fries.
And why would
he know we on the potato strike?
He don't look Irish.
He ain't from Idaho either.
Wow, don't go there.
Or hell, maybe the 49ers have anything. That's what I'm talking about.
But see, that's the problem though. I tell people, like when we discussed last week, like I said, for me, I'm not looking for validation. You shouldn't look for validation. You should be able to stand on your own business, but you still should have a certain point of
validation. You can't handle the rejection.
Well, but see, say that again for the kids in the back who ain't listening. say it to the back for the kids.
Yeah, the more time you look for validation, you can't handle the rejection, because once you get rejected, you feel like it's the end of the world, then it becomes suicidal thoughts.
In the last podcast, we just discussed this. 10% of the people is going to hate you no matter what.
It shouldn't matter.
10% of the people is going to love you no matter what. 80% of the people you could sway one way or another depends. It's a real simple formula. But because of those things, you have to be able to see as a person, when you're growing and developing your life, you gotta be able to be dead to praise and dead to criticism. Let me explain that for you.
I got a question for you because you just said so. So, how much of those percentages are haters? Is the majority of men or females?
Well, here's the thing. It depends. It depends on what your environment is like.
It depends how good you look.
It depends, if that's in part, but it depends on your environment. And depends on in what environment that you put that in. So in certain environments, it could be men. And here's the reason why. So if you're in an environment where you're one of the more successful people in your environment, then a lot of times it will be guys, because guys is wanting to be where you are, but they know that they can't necessarily communicate well enough to know how to interact with you in order to be like, hey, teach me how to get to where you are, versus I don't like what he does. They're going to criticize. Okay, cool. You can criticize from outside of the club. You can't get in. Was that what Chris Brown said? Chris Brown said it. How you talking from outside of the club when you can't get in? I use that as a reference because it's super important. You can't talk about something that you never know anything about. But a lot of people will criticize something that they know zero about. This is why when people talk about celebrity life, y'all don't know what that's like. Y'all can't criticize what celebrities do if y'all never sat in it. I've been fortunate enough to sit in those environments. I could talk about it. Most people can't. But I could criticize and I could say stuff about it, and I tend not to. I just tend to be like, okay, it's a different world and not people can relate. But what I say by that is this. When you talk about people who are hating, sometimes it's guys, sometimes it's going to be women, but women are going to criticize is because they're not criticizing because they really don't like you per se. You got to understand, they have to find a way to weave out and separate the guys who are in their face.
I don't think a female would hate a guy. You got to with a guy with a female perspective. Like, no, you got to do something to a woman to make them emotionally impact. They really don't really care about the impact. They gonna go along for the ride, but you have to do something to make them do something to you.
It's sad,
but with a man now, with the male, I agree with you.
I can respect that.
I agree with you with the male part. With the male part, everything you just said was more pertaining to the male. Yep. I never really see a girl just hating on you what you got or anything they just hate you because you did something to them.
Or
mind you,
no, you're not wrong. Yeah. Or exactly. But see, that's part of it. And Vic said it right. Sometimes I'm the successful one and I'm not chasing after. So that's what females want. Females want that successful person to come down and chase after them.
They don't try to latch on to it.
No, because
if they get rejected, then that's when the hate comes.
Yes, because they want to be with the.
But that means you did something.
You want to be with.
I wanted you to watch that video. I said
they want to be with the person who got motion.
You know what a barnacle is?
Exactly. If you want to, exactly.
He said a barnacle.
A barnacle. Who lived in a pineapple under the sea, boy.
A barnacle. She latch on just to get seen. If you reject it, that means you did something, so you rejected it.
And I also
hate you now.
It's one of those, but see, here's the thing. She hates you, but she secretly don't really hate you. She just hates that she just can't be involved in the process. She really likes you.
So that's part of the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really.
So recap. That's part of it.
Are men wrong for wanting naturally? So that's a different conversation. We can address that. So that's a good conversation. We'll address that.
That's part of what you're saying.
No, yeah, but see, it's not even about the beauty aspect. Is a different conversation altogether, and we'll address that momentarily. We'll address that exact question.
We just talking about men and women
hating on in general. It's really in general.
A woman can hate on a woman. That's a whole other.
But you want to know why? It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why men hate on men. It's competition.
That's why I laugh. Not that, before I say this, I'm not criticizing anything. Majority, some of my female friends who are in that position, they stay lashed up. But the majority, a lot of lesbians always get into an interaction with each other. That's why I'm always curious: do they actually get along with each other, even though they live that lifestyle?
No, they don't.
I have heard more vicious things said about women from women.
No, they don't. Because it's a different dynamic. And I'm not even going to speak on it. It is. It's a different dynamic. And the answer is they don't. Because they have probably the biggest breakup rate than anybody else.
There's a girl hating on the guy off a rip or nothing.
Not off. It's not off rip. It's what's going to happen. So let's say all four of us, we pull up in downtown Long Beach, we pull up to a function. There's like 4 females who pull up. And we push all 4 of them off. Yeah. You know what's going to happen is we have done that. We have done that.
But you did something to make them react.
No, we didn't do anything. We just said, we cool.
No.
Yes, exactly.
But that's something.
Okay. We clarified.
We didn't make that first move.
They came to us We just said, no, we're
Y'all
good.
rejected them. Y'all did something.
Yeah.
It was a reaction.
Yeah, but we didn't go up to them and be like, trying to like, hey, we holler at you, want to say what's up, and then we like, nah, go away.
Some type of event had to happen for a girl.
No, what happened?
I get what you're saying.
That's
You're
what I'm
not
trying to say.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree, by the way. I'm just
So
saying.
with a guy, he'd just be off nonchalant because you would never know. A guy next to you just be like saying some crazy stuff about you behind your back. For no reason.
Yeah, first of all,
You can do all good for a guy, and then
you
he
ain't-
be doing all
first of all,
just because you
wrong.
got something great going on, and
You ain't
then
wrong.
he'll turn around and plot against you.
But let me clarify what happened. So we was on 3rd Street taking care of some business.
Yeah.
And there's a club. I want let's say a club. It's like a club / restaurant called Hamburger Mercy. I don't know if you ever heard. Is it Mercy or Maria?
Hamburger. It's right on Pine and 3rd.
Macy's or
So right across the street. It's where it's
yeah. It's called Hamburger. Was it Macy's or
Hamburger Mary's?
Mary's? Yeah.
Hamburger Mary's.
Yeah. So
So
we
right
went
across.
first of all, I wouldn't even in the right state of mind anyway because we
Right.
just finished doing a film. We just finished filming and politics and other stuff. Long story, I wasn't even looking at my best. We was just outside.
We were just outside chilling, like
So-
basically in plain clothes, like we are right now.
But it was Friday or Saturday? So it's a Friday or Saturday. It's already popped. So we walking, going towards the car. Just long story short, they threw action the way. But
Do what?
No, there was females who was actually trying to holler at us.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, we going, trying to holler at us.
Was it aggressive?
yeah,
Like
Aggressive enough where we had to pay attention. That's a turn on.
yeah.
Kind of, now, if they were,
No.
Now,
I
if they-
respect what she was trying to do.
I respect them trying to at least shoot their shot. I respect them hooping. So that's why I respect them hooping. If you're gonna shoot like a Steph Curry 3, you may make a couple, but you ain't Steph. You may, miss a lot. But yeah, I respect the hooping. But we were like, nah, respectfully, no.
Yeah.
But they took it away. They were like, well, I ain't really, they go through their modes because they really don't know who we were and stuff. All they see is what they see. When we were filming, even at the shoreline, at the lighthouse, it was a lot of people just walking around trying to see who we were and what we were doing. And we were shooing off people then. And it was like everybody looking at us all crazy, like, who are y'all? What y'all do? Shooting off people. But when you start rejecting people, they feel away. Well, why are they like that? They think they better than us, all this stuff. You get that type of conversation. It's not that. No. It's like, dude, respectfully. We're just in the pocket trying to get our job done and get up out of here.
And I think that was
And those girls, but those females was like taking it away.
yeah.
But we were like, respectfully, nah, we good.
Another thing is you have to also consider that it's much easier to hate than understand.
Correct.
Because hatred doesn't really take an understanding. It's more of a
Say that again for the kids in the back.
It's easier to hate than understand because hatred doesn't really take much fuel for the fire. It's as easy as to igniting like helium or a hydrogen atom. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Haters exist for a reason. There's a reason why there's so many of them. And there's a reason why it's so easy to get angry. To understand is to acknowledge, and to acknowledge is to admit. And that's hard for a lot of people because it's very hard to admit when they're wrong.
because
It's very hard to
they
admit.
can't deal with the humiliation when they're wrong.
No, that's what I was taught.
And again,
And it doesn't help that a lot of people are
and that's the problem, what you just said too.
part of echo chambers online, where more often than not, people will go on to their online spaces and they'll post their problem, and typically they'll get support from people who they would consider friends or family or whatever, and that support will fuel their delusion. The worst thing you could do most of the time
Yeah,
is
that
go
is
online,
right about that. That's the problem with social media.
because not enough people are.
It celebrates, somebody can throw their ideology up in there and in the comments and celebrate their ideology.
Because
it's wrong.
Because there's not enough people who are told to their face, they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing. When you go into social media, which is important, people go on social media not to find
New friends.
a difference of opinion. They're going on there just to find somebody who they could relate to or who has their exact opinion. And so no matter what, if a woman says, and you hear this all the time, well, I hate men because, all the scoring women are going to rally around that one person and be like, well, I hate them too because they're scorned because they're not looking for like how to get better in their life. They're not looking to look for something different or look how to like, hey, maybe how to present myself better, how to do this. No, they just want somebody to, they
What's
get
that black brother who has that podcast when you have girls and ask questions and they always say drop a bomb, boom.
Oh, yeah. He's, I forgot old boy's name.
But he had the last episode, it was so good because he's not wrong. And it's always particular what female don't like about a guy or what they don't get.
Because what they want to say, because what they want is somebody to validate their feelings versus doing what's right in the relationship
majority will enjoy a good story than they would the truth.
Well, another one too is you got a common one too is most, especially in this day and age, where you got a lot of guys who will go online and they will just denounce all women because you got cheated on.
Yep.
Right? And then you got the comments flooded with dudes who just hate women. And more than half of them have never had a girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Say that.
That's where that red pill stuff came. I swear to God.
No, you're right. So when you talk about these red pillars,
right though.
No, you talk about these red pillars and stuff, a lot of it is not dudes because they could get women, it's because they couldn't get the women that they couldn't get the women that they wanted. You can't be
them all at the club.
You can't be a 5.
Half of them old as
No, you can't be a 5. You can't be a 5 and try to interact with the younger Don. You just ain't gonna get there. I don't care how much bag you have. You may get them because you have some money, but you ain't gonna really get them to sustain them in your life for a long period of time. So the women are just gonna run through you just because you have money, not because of who you are and what you stand for. So you won't be able to keep that said dime in your life. And
that young lady clean me out.
Yes. It's just like old girl who married some billionaire, went over to Africa and she lost her life. Remember I can't think of the black girl's name.
But when you said going to Africa,
they went to Africa, they were about to get engaged, they got into an argument, all of a sudden she ain't here to talk about it. Because because again, the women get caught up in the person who got the money, not the person themselves. Like money is important in a relationship, but it's not the buy all and end all to it. You gotta actually understand, know the person that you're with and understand, especially when a female is responding to a guy, their personality and their leadership and how they run and lead things in life. Because that's literally what you're looking for. If you're looking for it from just a money grab standpoint, that's one thing. But then you're just gonna be running through relationship, and these females are gonna be 50 like they are now, and single, and hoping now I want to settle for the nerd boy fresh types. Now that you ran through 50 different dudes, really? We don't want you now. We already established.
Well, here's the thing. Another thing I want to elaborate on a little bit is...
I don't know why we got on this topic. I know why, because we're going to get to your question in a minute.
Real quick, just to talk about this a little bit more. You often hear the topic of, whether it be man or woman, they're scorned for some reason because they're like, well, they didn't want me because I had nothing to offer. Which, truth be told, that seems like a strange thing to complain about because who wants to be somebody who has nothing? Now, I understand personality and ideology and religion, all those things should count for. The person themselves should be the primary selling point of any relationship. True. But it's a deluded thought to think somebody would want to get with you if you have no resource, especially if you're suffering some form of debt.
Excuse me, let me pick up that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine, man.
Sorry, I'm
Thank you. No, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, we're supposed to. They're still working on.
But what I'm saying is that it's understandable if somebody doesn't want to be with you because it seems like you got nothing going on, or you got nothing building, or you got nothing saved. If you got nothing like that, then it's a wise decision. Really clear for you.
You can't be the dude living in your mama's house in the basement playing PlayStation all day, not working, and no driving in life, no nothing. At least you're gonna be in your mama's basement, living at home. At least be a Twitch streamer or something. At least get.
The guy you just described ain't interested in women.
No, what? No. I'm gonna tell you how not.
Think about it.
No. I'm gonna tell you how much. No.
It was hard to swallow.
No, they are interested in women. They just don't have no option of how to get outside and know how to interact with them. So you know how to interact with them?
They don't got no women.
No, they don't have women. You know how these guys interact with women? And it's like a good portion of them? Only fans. That's their way of interacting. I hate to say it. Why do you think OnlyFans is the most popular business in the world right now? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being factual. It's because you got a lot of these dudes who sit at home in their mama's basements and play an Xbox. No, I know. I gotta paint a visual. I gotta paint a visual. And these dudes is pulling money from their mama's account to pay for an OnlyFans account for some pictures and stuff. For the women that they have no business trying to get to. And if they ran across that woman in real life and she even said hi, they would lose it. Pass out. I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm just, come on. I'm not being funny.
That's why they not interested in going around women.
No, because they don't know how to handle that.
What particular popularity of all these guys? Are they regular guys? Are they nerdy guys? Or
all of the above?
Well,
all of the above.
Well, it's mostly millennial and Gen X, which that's the vast majority of it. It's so bad.
I'm ruling.
No, I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. Let me tell you how bad it is. If I brought to y'all 3 OnlyFans girls right now, we would be fine because we would know how to interact with them, right? Because we know how to be around women. We can have a regular conversation, be no problem. But if I walk with an OnlyFans person, if I walk with an OnlyFans girl, I can walk with an OnlyFans girl in this building. And I can tell you, like, the people who will recognize her, they will lose their mind because, look, she's the only half girl out there. They'll lose their mind. I know them by their government names.
If they were here right now, you know what we do?
He said, I know about
We'll be doing the same thing.
Surprise.
Exactly. We'll be doing the same thing we are right now. But a lot of men would lose their mind because, and we call them by their government, not by their persona.
That's a Kevin Hart shit. He said, I'm gonna call you by your government name.
Her
real name is Gloria.
Her real name is Demeter or whatever the name may be. I'm just telling you that we could know them by their regular name. And be just fine. We would treat them like a regular person, no problem, because we know how to interact with them. It doesn't matter.
Because at the end of the day, they're just people. And guess what? This planet has nothing but a population of people.
Exactly. They're just
everybody's people.
But these little kids in the basement who don't have nothing. Now I ain't saying kids like they 16, 17, 18. I'm talking about these are grown people who are 20, 25, 35, 42 and doing the exact same thing. And they still in their mama's basement, living in their mama's house, and they're doing the same thing. And they get to it,
Elden Ring.
And then see. And here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you how bad. Let me tell you how bad that is. So they'll pop out. No. So they'll have to pop out. No. Let them. I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you. No, that's good. They'll sit there play Elden Ring. Let me get his Elden Ring shot. So they be playing Elden Ring from 8 o'clock in the morning till about 6 o'clock at night. So they're hungry. So these dudes get hungry.
They DoorDash.
Okay. They go outside and see the DoorDash. The door.
I'm gonna come serve them some food.
No. They in the dingy
tender.
They in the dingy draws. No, they in the dingy draws and stuff. They DoorDash some food, right? Take it from their mama's. They can take it from their mama's account. DoorDash some food. DoorDash girl pulls up. To most people, that DoorDash girl probably like a 6. But to them, she's like the best thing smoking. They ain't got it in a dingy house in like 6 months. That girl pulls up. It's like the best thing in the world for them. They get a high.
He said, mother, I'm done with my milkshake. Just sitting here.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna lie, you describing the man from a movie though. I ain't never seen that in real life.
No, I'm not.
No, because
I don't.
He's been around.
I've seen these people. I mean, y'all may think, y'all may think that this is like, I'm like joking and there's
I know people that be playing excessive gaming, but I don't,
I'm not saying that even that's like excessive gaming. They're just people who just stay in their house. They don't interact with people. The only way that they interact with them is through Discord or Twitch or YouTube commenting or X commenting or Instagram commenting. That's how they interact. No, that's how they interact with people right now. So you know what changed that combination? COVID changed that dynamic a lot. I hate to say it.
Well, COVID, during the COVID era, that was when live stream really, really took off. These people were stuck at home all day. And that's when a lot of people that used to have online relationships or better get parasocial relationships because they think being part of a popular streamer's chat, typing into that chat,
you just got nothing to do.
Contributes to, it's bleeded over to today. Which, you know, sitting in chat all day and talking to a streamer isn't a relationship. That's not your friend. That's just an entertainer. I'm not saying that you can't have online relationships, but I'm saying those really pale in comparison to real relationships. It's really not the same when you go out and sit down and have a real conversation with that person. There's no online interaction. There's no chat. There's no video or anything. It's just you and them. And you're all
we just have a whole conversation. Keep talking.
Those are more proper relationships, and they're more healthy for your head. They're more healthy for your very soul.
Because when people don't like to
talk. Say that.
Problem is, a lot of people don't like to talk.
Remember I told you about the whole communication when it comes to politics? This all ties into what we were talking about at the very beginning. People don't know how to communicate. If you do two things well, be available and communicate, you will go a long way. But people can't get the communication part of their life together. They can sit up there behind the phone and type all day long and type all this rhetoric and spew all this craziness, right? Tell me in my mug that you hate black people.
Your phone cracked.
No, because what I'm saying, I say that. Hey, no, I say that to say this because there's certain people who will type all this. No, they type all this stuff.
Yeah, here. I got what you said though.
But they won't tell you in their face. Here's another thing. Ooh, you're the most prettiest girl around. The girl be like, hey, the girl could walk up, come right to their doorstep. And they can't even get the hi. He talks. We go to the.
Cause I've been in that.
Man. These fools walk up that.
When he missed that last one, he texted the girl.
He texted the girl. But like everything groovy.
Her to pull up on me.
Then she pulls up on you. She pulls up on you, and then you be like, you can't get the words out of your mouth.
That's unexpected though.
No, it's not even unexpected. Get your verbs together.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
But see, that's the problem though. Because projection speaks for itself, and like we talked about before, people can't deal with humiliation.
It's not even that. People can't even conversate to even get to the humiliation. The reason why they get rejected because they can't even get the words out of their mouth right. You can't even have a regular conversation with somebody of the opposite sex without you stuttering, mumbling, or losing your mind, or everything has to be so sexual that you couldn't get that conversation off. Go ahead, Zach.
What age group you talking about?
See, you really trying to start a pot today.
No.
Yeah, I like this.
Everything you describe, I see out of young guys. Young guys, but I see some other people our age too, though. But I see it more in the young guys, though.
So the
hold on. Wait. Let me ask this question before you. Cause I already know what you're gonna say. Is it more easier for a younger person to talk to an elderly versus than an elderly talking to a younger person?
Well, I'm gonna address both questions. You're asking two different questions. That's two different conversations. So to answer your question, which age demographic does this apply to?
Damn good questions, eh?
Between the ages of 17 and 38. And the reason why is because, like I said, there's a generation that you kind of lost, and it kind of it goes on. Part of my generation, this is where we kind of went bad. We went through a generation where we didn't guide the younger generation of how to have the right communication when it comes to relationships and women. all we talk about in regards, because a lot of the guys who was my age and maybe a little bit younger than me they've been scorned in relationships, went through relationships, bad breakups, bad marriages. I'm not excluded in that conversation. I am included in this conversation too. So I'm not saying that I'm special and no, me too. You go through that conversation. So you go into these conversations with the younger generation for a period of time jaded because you went through a bad breakup or a bad marriage where you're paying God amounts of child support or whatever because you thought the relationship wasn't working. It didn't. I'm just saying this is where we came to it. So the conversation of how to deal with females became different. His first thought was like, yo, try to find the right one to be in a relationship with. That's how it was taught to me. Then it became, look out for these hood ones. Look out for this. Make sure this girl looks this way. She has to be perfectly ideal. All the conversation pieces.
I'm still getting, I mean, everything you explained, I'm getting from 17 to 24.
No. But the older ones, they keep this going, and that's why you have, no, the reason why is because keep in mind, the older ones keep this going because this is where the red pill generations come from. The red pill generation, they come from 24-year-olds. It came from 37-year-olds telling 24-year-olds how to maneuver. And so what the red pillars did was, don't worry about the women. Get your bag up. And you could,
think about the guys that actually started the older guys.
It was the OGs. And the reason why they got it is because in celebrity spaces, basketball players.
Do you call that misguidance?
Yes.
For those guys though.
Yes.
The older guys.
It was misguidance
from the rich guys.
Yes, because the rich guys just said, look, you know what the rich guys think of women? They think of women as interchangeable.
I want to put that on the whole age bracket because with those guys.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong because they're interchangeable.
But think about it. How long has this been going on? Remember when you was around your granddaddy and your granddaddy and your uncles?
Grandparents.
No.
Okay, but
I get you.
Just think about your people.
Think about your older guys. OG
on.
So what's the first thing they always told you?
My circumstances kind of
No. I get you.
No. That's part of it too. Like for me, like.
And you made a great point. Hold on. Let me not bypass that for a second.
Go ahead.
Because you said your OG uncles didn't tell you nothing, which is part of the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
No, which is part of the problem. So you had to go through and figure out. So how did you figure out relationships in your life? Like how to deal with females?
Everything by myself.
You did it dolo, right? But how did you realize what was right and what was wrong in relationships?
Shit, experience, observing, and experience.
Right.
Trial and error.
Right. So trial and error, right? But when you decide like, well, how did this fail? How did this relationship fail? Who did you ask? Like, did you go to social media to ask? Did you go to one of your friends to ask? Did you try to internalize it? So yeah.
No, I just looked at other relationships.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just answer the question of why these red pillars do what they do. Because a lot of times they're not getting. No.
Not like social media. Like,
no.
I'm just talking about me. Like, say for instance, I'm sitting here and then I see a couple right here and I'm
agree.
Yes. No, that's how you figure it out. No, you're absolutely right. But see, you only get it from afar.
That's called observing it before.
But you don't know what it is in their day to day. You don't know if they could be cool sitting up here at the restaurant right now and then go at home and be barking at each other and then they were just having a whole Cold War.
That's why you gotta look at all aspects of relationships.
Right.
I had to learn that. I had to look at different little.
But these red pillars only take what their little bit of experience has and what did they say? Well, women are interchangeable. You could basically what they said was you could buy them. Here's how you could buy them. You get them a little Birkin, you get them a little Coach bag, they'll ride along with you and take them on a little flight real quick. They'll come along with you.
Once you get mind gonna listen to something like that though.
A lot of them. Cause that's
if I'm going back to my kids' state of mind, like.
Well, you gotta think
corny.
No. And keep in mind, you would think like, well, it sounds corny, right?
Mm-hmm. You gotta think about
your
kids' was more different.
But that's like
generation to the generation now.
Because
remember the 90s for us. What was the 90 plus of our kid generation? We was majority outside.
Outside.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
we were communicating we was outside communicating with the
So
girls.
now, as you go for the flip side, because you just said you had to see it for your experience yourself. So now, if you take it back to this generation now, some of this generation haven't been outside.
That's
They
my
haven't.
point.
They
That's
haven't
my point.
experienced
They haven't
diversity.
experienced. So all they see, so you know what they see? They see the social media dudes. So
They
they see you.
control.
That's
So
right.
no, they go back. They
to
see.
private
No, hold on.
Yes,
I'm gonna
they
keep
go
it.
back to so you go to the Tyson's, the Black Boy Maxes, all the boys. You go on Twitch and you see them around all these girls, the Lalas and all them.
They
You
wanna
see
be
them.
just like
They
them.
want to be
I'm
them
finna
because they're
mess-
around the
I'm
dimes.
finna mess this world up. Remember that time I pulled up to the shop and you had to deal with that dude with that who was in that what car was he in that Corvette? That green car. So he was double parked.
Yeah.
And then remember how he got mad because he told him something?
Yeah.
But remember when you said there's a difference between younger generation and older generation. Because the older generation will respect it. Oh yeah, man, cool. I'm bad. I'm not gonna fuck. The younger generation, oh, why you gotta check on me, man? I'm not in your blood. But now you take it from the flip side. Now you see it from our generation from 90s to 96. I mean, I'll say from 94 all the way to 96 and 98, I was outside. I wasn't in the house. We couldn't stay in the house. What your grandmother always say, go outside and go play until it's time
But
to
you
come in.
still got kids that respect elders too, though. Still.
No, you want to know why? Because there was a handful of parents who always kept a pulse on their kids. But there's a lot of parents who are hands off, who don't teach them any of these aspects. The moms teach the women, go after the guy with the money. The guys tell the sons, go get your bag up because you could basically buy these women.
Now, flip that. Half of the girls
see
never
my
had
dad
their
say
dads
it
in
like
their
that.
lives.
No. But so that's red pillars.
That's crazy.
Now, it's red pillars. It's red pillars that who say that to their sons. Now, regular folks will tell you, yo, go work, go find yourself a young, respectable woman.
Get you a family.
Go
somebody
get your
that's
respectable
unified
woman.
with.
Yes, most places will say that. I'm saying red pillars tell these kids that.
Y'all don't know too much about red pillars.
No,
I just know
but regular people will tell you, yo, hey, just go find yourself a decent, respectable girl. Make sure she's respectable around me, respectable around your mama, with, cool around your friends.
Listen, do you like her? Yes. Does she like you? Yes.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. But everything,
don't want to be simple
but
anymore.
everything has to be a spectrum. But
crazy
see,
part.
you got two, but see what I put those things, you got two different teachings going on.
Because it's a natural vessel, because a lot of people can't deal with certain advices they get from other people because they were always talking not to do anything so irrelevant to the point that they wouldn't be able to just
go against their human nature.
You got dumb, you got dumber.
You got everybody trying to chase after the things that you really can't get
But that's
your
all they
hands on.
know. If you tell them something different, it's against their human nature.
Right,
A lot of people cringe on change. That's what I'm saying.
You ever tell a dog to stop chasing its tail?
Wow.
Nope, can't.
Can't.
But what?
Because everybody gonna always go back to their natural instincts.
But what?
You're absolutely right.
People is
You
not
just said
comfortable
that.
with something.
That is
they
fact.
don't
You said
know.
that important, but what majority of the places you can hear this at?
Well,
I'll tell you one. Church.
oh. Church to keep it. Man, church keeps women single.
All right.
That's
So
it.
we can go there for a minute. Church keep women single. We can go
please,
there.
no,
We can
no,
go there.
no.
We got
Don't
time.
get
No,
me
we
started
got
on
time.
that.
We got time.
Oh, we can talk about church.
We got time. Go ahead. Talk. We got time. We got time. You see, I got the hat tilted. Go ahead.
Some pastors
Keep the women single in church.
people steal
Why?
the world because they want their money. They know how to solicit that money into them. What y'all talking about? I want to hear y'all ideas before I
I want you. Don't let them. Hey, go. I got a counter to that.
I can go on.
I just want to hear his perspective. What he's gonna say.
That's what I'm waiting for.
You wait for me to
I
jump
just threw
in.
that out there.
Okay, so
Because I already know where he's gonna go.
keep women single. You know how the church kind of keep women single?
How?
Because they try to promote marriage, but
It's a sin.
they don't know how to get the guys and the women and the men in the church to interact with each other to have the right communications. Because they're not teaching the guys how to communicate.
Because they don't give them counsel. The counsel. You're supposed to give them counsel.
You took the words.
You're supposed to give them counsel before you marry them. But the thing about the thing about that is the reason they don't give them counsel, that all they're thinking about is the money they about to make off.
It's not even the money. It's the fact of, don't you think that in the church where you see most of their women dressed probably at their best or pretty close to it?
Yeah.
And you see the guys, remember, it's a higher church. No different than school. Remember I told you, no different than high school. We started this at the very beginning. Church is no different. The president is the pastor. The vice president is the deacon.
We got
the council is the council of people that sits around them who help make the decisions. The ushers is the security guard.
Who's the
Secretary of Defense?
The Secretary of Defense is the person who was probably leading the Sunday school or the choir.
No, she's the first lady.
She's the first lady. She's the first lady. But her friends are the ones who are intermingling and getting these people. It's politics. It's just in the church.
Nah, that's a corporation.
And I hate to say that because church shouldn't be
that.
like that.
No,
I'm just telling you that. Don't act like it's not. If you ever been in a church for a length of any period of time and actually been involved in any aspect of church, as far as like Sunday school and all that stuff. No. But they tell you. So when it comes to your original question, when it comes to keeping like women single, remember, you're still talking about the same power dynamics. You're still talking about, this person is the deacon and he's single. Now you got all the women.
Funny, every deacon I've ever seen was not everyone, majority though. Them niggas single.
No, they'll be either they'll come. No. I'm gonna tell you how bad it. I'm
gonna say majority.
I'm gonna say the majority. There's some, but the majority of them may come in there married. Then all of a sudden they go through a divorce because they've been in the church for a period of time and then they're single and then they've been around all these women for a period of time. So they know as a deacon with the title, with leadership and is connected to the pastor, you got to pick up any one of these women who is there and all these women know that you've got power and strength. Oh, yeah. They're going to try to get to you. So keeping them single is like you're chasing after the one person.
And that's the shy girl, church girl versus the getting the bad boy.
And no, that's not even... Church change. Shy girls don't do this. Cause you don't see a lot of shy girls anymore. You know what you see? It's the girls who come from the club Saturday night who pop up in there Sunday morning at church. Why do I say that? Because they ain't the shy girls anymore. The shy girl conversation changed. Now you're talking about the girl who is like the 9 or 10 in the club, who is a 9 or 10 in church. I went to Maranatha Community Church in LA. My mama's friends were dying. The generation before them were actors and actresses. I had Belle Biv DeVoe and their women in our church every week. Philip Bailey was the drummer in our church. This is my church.
I'll say this.
But I say that is because this is the dynamic. You're not talking about this. Go.
Listen, if your church doesn't make you love God more every time you leave it, it's not a church.
That's the thing.
That's all it is. I'm gonna go on for a minute.
Go.
If your pastor abuses his power, that's not a pastor. If your deacon abuses his power, that's not a deacon. If the people there only think about God on Sunday, they're not believers. There's a reason most people are going to hell, and it's because they don't believe. There's a reason there's so many people in church going to hell, because they don't believe. They don't believe. Showing up to church does not get you into heaven. Knowing about God doesn't get you into heaven.
Facts.
Loving people doesn't get you into heaven. There's only one thing that gets you into heaven, and that is believing on Jesus Christ with all your soul. Anything less than that, you are going straight to hell, and justly so. You deserve hell. I deserve hell. We all deserve hell, because we have all sinned, and there's only one who can take away that sin. And if your church ever makes you think about yourself more than God, find a new church. If your church encourages you to love this world more, find a new church. If this church encourages you to tempt temptation, find a new church. The most important thing in your life is knowing God and loving God. It's that simple. It does not need to get any more complicated than that. It does not need to get any harder than that. It's hard enough to live in this world, fallen as is. The hardest thing you should worry about is how much more you have to repent, which is every single day of your life. If you're a believer, that's all that matters. If you go to church for the women, you need to reevaluate your situation. You need to reevaluate your situation with Christ. If you go to church for power, you are going straight to hell because you're not in God. You're not with God. You know of God. Knowledge about the Bible is not the same as believing the Bible. The difference is obeying it.
Yep.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Everybody knows who Jesus is. Jesus does not know who they all are. Not that he's not aware of them. He does know of them, but it's not an intimate knowledge. It's not a relationship. There's no salvation there. Knowing who God is, it's not the same as loving God. And the difference is obedience. So I would encourage that because this is very important. We love talking here. We love talking about the kind of things. We love hashing it out. We love having Zay here. We love all this. This is your soul we're talking about.
Yep.
You will die. We're all set for death. You better make sure you have the right relationship with God, because if you don't, and you die tonight, you will wake up in damnation. And justly so. There's a reason hell is filled with those weeping and gnashing of teeth. Because there are many people who are going there who live very religious lives, but they never knew God.
That's fact. That's fact. That's real.
And I just had to say it.
No,
that was dope.
But that's true. But
that was needed to be said.
But ultimately, that's
See,
super.
right
But
there,
that's the
Dave,
thing. It's super
people need to
important.
hear that
All
more.
jokes aside.
Even us.
All jokes aside. Like for real. That's really what it comes down to when it comes to the church. But in church situations, these are all the things that you got to do. So you can't just be caught up in a church because it's a church. You have to be involved with church because of your love for the Lord. If you do it for any other reason, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Like
if you love God, you love people.
Yep.
To elaborate on that, it's not a feeling. It's not. Because obedience isn't a feeling. It's what? It's an action. It's what you do and don't do.
Exactly.
That's the kind of love Christ demands of your disciples.
Right.
Love people. How? Help them. Listen to them. Pray for them. Talk to them. Be there.
Communicate with them, kids.
That's all. That's the kind of love God
Part-time
demands.
here, no part-time here.
It's gotta be real.
Do your duties.
The Lord does not demand you have the fuzzies for people. He demands you go out there and you act.
Exactly.
And another act of love is telling them about the Lord. Not telling them about Him. Informing them of their condition and teaching them of His will. That is the greatest way to love God, is to spread His word in faith and above all in truth. The most dangerous thing any man or woman can do is misrepresent the word of God. May God have mercy on such a person.
So indeed. Anyway, last thought, show. So we've been scrolling up like a cool hour and a half.
We're going to let our guests go.
We're gonna let Zay go first. Get the last words in.
Get last word.
Yeah, man, since you're our guest,
Well, you're the one with the red
get your final thoughts to the
Yes,
people.
he has to be the 49ers fan. Hey,
I'm not
like
hating
me.
that.
I'm a Niner fan too. Me too. Facts.
Spit your knowledge to the world so they know.
Nah, he 100% facts with that. Same thing. I have a relationship with God. Sure, we talk, we do everything together. He got me everywhere. A lot of times I be going out of and put me right back on, got me right away from track. So I get what he's talking about. But nah, it was a good conversation. It's good to have a good, positive conversation. That's what a lot of men don't do these days. Have a good, healthy conversation. Sharpen iron, sharpen. We learn off each other. So, most of y'all came to learn off you guys. Really. I was like, sit back and learn.
We do what we do, right?
yeah. Learn, see what's going on. That's all. I like to observe and I like to read, and I like to, look at things and that's just what I do. I'm more of a nature guy. I'm more of a thinking man. So, a lot of stuff y'all was talking about made great points. You made great points. He made great points. You made great points. Had me laughing on the side. Be crazy. All crazy. But no, thank y'all for bringing me.
No, thank you, man.
You always got a spot at the table. You already
We
know
want
that.
you
Hey,
here more.
but he got me on that though. He got me on that one. You gotta get. That was meant for me.
Of course.
Like, man,
Strong
God,
two
remember I
words,
told
so
you, concentrate more. Concentrate.
You have to.
I'm always in the learning process, though. I never take nothing down. I'm always probably got to keep on going.
Well, of course, people have to know is the most loving thing that anyone can ever do for another is correct.
Yes. And all I do is, just learn every day, take it in,
Learn and grow.
learn life, love life. Shoot, like I always say, shoot, you ain't from with that bed tonight.
No, you sure ain't.
So,
You sure ain't.
ball.
Well said, my brother. For those who's been watching and tuning in with us, this has been a lot of stuff that's on the table, but I will leave you guys with this. Sometimes in life we all go through diversity and adversity and stuff like that, and not a lot of us men want to make our downfalls, our mistakes. Some of us don't know how to be efficient enough to have a heart of making of what it is we're trying to prove in life or what we're trying to accomplish. Mostly it's because we never had a lot of people taught us this. And, certain people should not be ashamed to say that because a lot of people know. It's a lot of stuff I don't even know. I'm still getting more information. And as I'm getting older, as I'll be 39 in November, there's a lot of stuff I would say I didn't know, and I know now that I wish I would have known in my 20s. So I'm going to leave you with this. Always find the right moment to ask the right questions to the right people. I always say this a lot anytime I do give my last final talk, but it's always good to hear because you never know what change of point of view in your life you might have or what certain words it might impact on a person to know that's what the proper direction they need to hear. Maybe they'll help them go long shot in the world of when they go on for themselves. Because, like I said, we all human. Some of us make it, some of us don't. Some of us don't even have college degrees. Not saying we're not perfect, but it's the point. It's the choices that we make. So I always say, just make better choices than you go on forward. That's all I got. Vic, anything?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the PVC Podcast comes to a conclusion. As always, we have
It's
our
the voice. When he makes that voice when he's in a character, it's hilarious.
Boy, this boy didn't turn into a professional show.
He's good. What he's supposed to do.
As always, we are very happy to have our dear guest today. It's always a pleasure and honor to have any guest with us, for their time is precious and so is their fame. As always, we hope you found our conversation enjoyable, knowledgeable, and agreeable to a degree. As always, please leave a comment down below, leave a reaction in the replies, and let us know what you thought. Love it, hate it, please let us know. Any interaction is one we will value. Before we conclude properly, Cameron.
First and foremost, before we get up out of here, shout out to all of our subscribers, of course. Appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking along with us, of course. Shout out to all of our extended affiliates, World Heat Entertainment, Dirty Joe, all the affiliates. Glad to have my man Zay. It's definitely an honor. It's definitely an honor to have you, of course, man. If you don't, boy, you better not make it a whole year before you pull back up.
No. Whenever y'all got my number, call me.
We'll kidnap you.
Hey, I will call me. I'm here. I love it.
There's always room in the trunk.
I just love the conversation, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I just love the conversation, man. This is
Don't be a stranger
Got
to
something else big cooking up for you.
Yeah, we cooking up some stuff, man. Don't worry. We got a lot of things we want to get y'all involved in. So
I like the conversation.
No, we gotta have more Roman conversation like this.
yeah, but we do this all the time, man. But if you ever need anything, always reach out to any one of us. You got access to all of us.
Likewise.
You got access to all of us. My word.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
So, besides that, y'all, for my man Paul, for my man Vic, for my man Zay.
You gotta tell the kids in the background your final thoughts, man.
You're trying to keep.
Come here, man. Yeah, I forgot too. I mean, you gotta speak your knowledge. Give them the word.
Yes, sir.
Take care of each other and each other. It's like.
Okay, Truman.
No, not Truman. That was Jerry Springer. That was the whole Jerry Springer reference. Anyway, no. Final thoughts, like for real. If y'all don't, the two things that y'all should take away from this podcast is, first and foremost, again, be available. So sometimes in life you want to be available to the people who are around. If you're available, that will allow you to interact with people, be able to grow, learn, develop, even just sit down and have a conversation like having Zay here. So, he was just available. We had a chance to sit down with him. Hopefully he had a chance to learn something from us as we had a chance to learn something from him, and it's always an honor to do that. The second thing is to be able to communicate well in all aspects of life. If you can get those two things together, it will always be a great thing in your life. Besides that, like I said, shout out to all the affiliates who always been rocking along with us. Shout out to every single subscriber, even the ones who are not subscribed to us, the ones who kind of catch us in crossing. We appreciate each and every one of y'all as well. If y'all haven't done so already, like and subscribe to the page. Y'all know who we be. We be the PVC Podcast Crew. For my man Paul, for my man Vic, and my dog Zay. My name is Cam, aka Nerd Boy Fresh. Like always, it is God above everything. Till the next time, family, we will do this again soon.
Much love and respect.
Bless.